How you doing, everybody? Welcome to Tech Tips. Today on Tech Tips, I'm going to be going over the Fogatti on-demand hot water system. We're going to be looking at the different components of it, the main unit, the switch, and our propane tanks, one of the most important parts that's in there. So let's get into this. Let's get going. So here we have the inside switch. Now, if you look at it very carefully, you can see three different points. It says power, it says priority, and then it says burning. And so, as you can see, nothing is lit up. So that means there's no power to it. So we need to turn on the power for the main unit. Now, it's not going to be the switch here. You can see there is an on-off here, but obviously nothing happens. So we do have to turn on the unit exteriorly. So we're going to go outside, turn on the unit, and we're going to see the difference. So as we come around the side to the non-entry side of the unit, you're going to find the door for the Fogatti unit. So let's go ahead and we'll get into this door. Here we are on the outside of the unit. So we need to open up this door so that way we can access the on-off switch to turn on the entire unit. And again, the unit will not work unless you turn on the switch outside. So very easily, you lift up this lever right here, give it a little quarter turn, and it opens right up. Now, as you see, you can see the entire assembly right there. And so looking at it, well, we're going to close our door here. There we go. Looking at it, there is a fuse. There's a small fuse right here. And that just very simply will unscrew and will come out. And so the fuse, I'm going to just show you the fuse right quick here. That way, if you're having issues with your unit, possibly it could be part of the fuse. You know, if you don't have power coming to the unit, something to keep in mind when you are trying to problem solve. But then we have our on-off switch. Now the O is off. That's the off side of the switch. So we want to flip the switch up towards the I. So it's in line now. And so that is now turned on. So our unit is now on. It is now activated and it's ready to rock. So what we're going to do is we're going to close our door back up, latch it, and then we're going to go back inside. So now that we've gone outside and we've turned on the main unit, so now we're back here and you can see that now we have a power indicator. So it's letting us know that it's working. We have power to our unit, okay? And so essentially what's going to happen is when you arrive at your camping location, you need to, again, turn on the unit and then you can leave it on for the entirety or the duration of your camping experience. But be sure to turn it off once you are done. So before you travel, make sure you turn this off. Now, to turn this on, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on here. Here's your on switch. And it comes up with a number of 18. And then what it does is it's showing me the priority button is also lighting up. So this is just a low indicator number, okay? Kind of just telling you in Celsius, the temperature that it's at right now. So I'm going to make an adjustment. So I have an up arrow here and I have a down arrow. So when I hit it, it already shows me the setting is set at 51. 51 is going to be the max that the water will be able to reach. Now 51 Celsius comes out to about 124 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is the absolute maximum that you can get out of this unit. Now I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to come over here to the down arrow. And so what you can do is you can either do it one number at a time, or you can hold the numbers and it will go rapidly down. Or same thing, you hold the numbers and it goes rapidly up. Okay, but again, 51 is going to be the maximum setting that you're going to get out of this. And it's going to drop back down to the default number. Now, as it's burning, the burning light's going to come on, let you know, hey, this is running. And then it's going to change. That number is going to increase and show the temperature of what's coming out. Now, in this particular unit, this has the three-way thermistor valve. So it's a mixing valve essentially. And so here you see the compartment with the back side of the unit. All right, and you can see the insulated hoses there. You can see all the water connections and the shutoffs. And so when you come down in here, and if you look, let me see if I can get down in here a little bit better for you. So when you look right there, that is the mixing valve, the thermistor valve, the three-way valve. And so that would need to be adjusted. So right now this is actually set on the highest setting. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let's take a look at this valve and how it adjusts. Here is the three-way mixing valve that you're going to find in a lot of the units. Now, we are starting to phase these out, so your unit might not actually have this. But either way, I wanted to put this information out there so that way you could see it and you can understand what I'm talking about. Because obviously, with it being in that compartment with the on-demand heater, it's a little hard to see. So here it is. This is going to be your cold side coming in. You can indicate it with a C right there. This is going to be your hot side coming in. It's just like a mixing valve that you're going to find in your shower, your mix-it valve at your home. And so these two are going to come in and they're going to mix and go out this way and go off to your shower, your sink, whatever the area is. Now, one of the features with this is each side does have a screen. It's got a mesh screen to it. So if you do have an indication where you have restrictive water flow, it could be a good indicator that those screens might be clogged up. And so that's just to keep any debris that you might have in your tanks from getting into your water system or through your water pump. And so this is going to be our mixed valve right here. So this measurement is in Celsius. And so what you're looking for is for a comfortable water temperature. Now, the different temperatures are going to, vary. So the first one right there, right off the bat, is actually going to convert into Fahrenheit at 68 degrees, which really there's not a whole lot of warmth to that. So you're not going to get a whole lot of hot water to it. So let me lift this up here so you can see a little bit. And there is a little mark right here that's where the reading is coming from. So in order to get hotter water, what you're going to do is you're going to twist this in a counterclockwise position. So our next one is going to be 30. Now 30 is going to be like a little bit of a flip, kind of like a dyslexic's nightmare right here, and it's going to be 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we're going to flip to the next one, which is 34 degrees, which is 93 degrees Fahrenheit. And then the next one, which is where it's going to stop, and that's where the red button comes in, but that's the stop, because that is the recommendation, because at 38 degrees Celsius, that comes out to 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a pretty good amount of temperature. Now, the recommendation is to stay at that level. Obviously, the choice to go beyond that is your choice. But again, the recommended is to stick with 38. So in order to advance some more, you have to press. I'll just show it right here. It's raised up. But you have to press the red button. So you press and turn, and that's going to get you, it's going to advance you to the next one, 42 degrees. Now you're looking at 108 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's beyond what most people will put a jacuzzi at, and you're looking for that to be for your shower and your sink. So again, we're running into potential injury at this point, looking at potential scalding injuries. So again, the recommendation is 38 degrees Celsius. And then if we keep going to the next one, to 48, and that's where essentially it does stop. It does go to the Celsius mark. But 48 is going to be your max. And that is 118 degrees. So again, we're entering a scalding range, and a range where people can get hurt. And so we want to be very cautious about that. Now, the max for this valve is 48 degrees. Now, the maximum temperature that you can get out of the Fogatti anyway is 51 degrees, and I believe that rolls out to 124 degrees Fahrenheit. So again, you need to be very cautious, very careful about the temperatures that you are setting this at. But again, I just wanted to show this out. It's a nice piece of heavy brass that you got here that's coated. It's got a little, valve in here. But this is going to be your mixing valve. And again, this is what you're going to find in that area behind the Fogatti on-demand hot water heater. So again, just another piece of equipment, and if you can't find it, then again, it could possibly be under the sink like I've shown before, or it's just that the unit you have, it's been phased out of. Now, one of the most important parts or features when it comes to getting hot water is fuel. Fuel to give us a flame. The hot water system is working off of a propane flame. So the important feature is to make sure that you do have your propane tanks hooked up, as well as making sure that you have fuel in the tanks. And then you want to make sure that you have your valve set correctly to which side you're going to be working off of propane wise. So again, make sure you have your propane, make sure your tanks are full. So when it comes down to, again, maybe you're having an issue with the unit, check your propane, make sure your tanks are full and hooked up. So now that our camping trip is over, we want to make sure that we turn our unit back off. Now you can leave it on for the duration of your stay. So whenever you get to your BLM land out in the middle of nowhere where you're boondocking, or if you're staying at a RV park, whatever the case may be, you can leave this switch on while you are stationary. Once you are all done with your camping adventure, then we want to come back. We want to open up our cabinet. And so that switch that's been set to on, we now switch it back off. And then we're going to go ahead, close up our door, and you are all done and on your way down the road. So now that we've checked our propane, we've turned on our exterior unit, we have adjusted our gauge so that way we have the highest setting that we can get to. So now it's time to actually turn on the water. Now, when you turn on the water, make sure you obviously turn it to the hot setting. And then when you turn it on, now you'll have water, cold water in the beginning because obviously the system does need to flush out that cold water. And then within a few seconds, woo, there we go. Now we're getting on the warm side. Within a few seconds, a little bit of water, you are going to have your hot water on demand. So it's coming in nice and warm right now. That's nice shower water right there. Turn off my water. So there you have it, the Fogatti on-demand hot water system. So hopefully we got all the questions that you may have had answered, and you enjoy your unit and enjoy your camping experience. So again, this is Jim Buck, Black Series Camper, Southern California, out of the City of Industry with tech tips saying take care. We'll see you out there, guys.